Hey guys, it's Christina. We are starting a luxury joy brand. It's a new journey that I'm embarking on. I actually rebranded, and today I'm happy to announce that we are Mane and Muse. I've been hinting at this rebrand for quite a bit of time. If you do follow me on other platforms, I was just waiting for the right time. I felt like today is the right time for me to turn on the camera and reveal that we are Mane and Muse. Actually, we announced it like a few weeks back. And you may be asking why a new name, what's the meaning of it? So Mane and Muse stands for main character and muse. Main character embodies the bold and confident side, and muse stands the softer side. It's the artistic, more creative expression. It stems from me being the eldest daughter and wanting to take control and be the main character in my life again, empowering women to do the same. So I feel like a lot of my life story is reflected within the mission. So I really feel connected to what the brand is about. Now you're probably wondering what makes it luxury. Before, I was selling a lot of gold-plated jewelry. I just felt like it was time for me to level up, and I felt like I am catering to more of a woman who is ready to invest in quality pieces in her life. And I felt like because my pieces are custom made, I want to value the artwork, and I wanted to place it on a material style that's going to last for quite a bit of long time. We're increasing our quality to be more premium. And I also want to work with an ethical supplier. I felt like it's easy to tell anybody to hop on Alibaba to source vendors, and it's nothing wrong with it. I still encourage people as an entry point. Alibaba, drop shipping. There's so many ways to enter, especially when you're getting started, and that's how I got started. I wanted to work with suppliers that can meet my custom needs. If I'm working with custom designs, I need a supplier who's going to be able to understand the level of craftsmanship. I really want these pieces to last long and tell a story. Maybe you'll pass it down to your daughter, a friend, or something, and maybe it'll become vintage pieces. You never know. So that is my why I'm starting my luxury jewelry brand at 27. It's a lot of learning. I've been going through a lot of ups and downs. So I'm excited to show you guys the whole process, honestly. For weeks, I have been struggling with building out a website for Mane and Muse because there's so much to it. Like, I hadn't built out a website in such a long time. As you know, my website is hosted by Shopify. I've been looking through other websites for inspiration and how they play around with different jewelry styling concepts. As you can see, building a website can take up so much time, just from my experience, and that could be time you could be designing, creating content, building a community that cares. Honestly, that's very important in 2025. That's why I really want to share with you Build Your Store AI. You can create a fully optimized store in minutes. And here's how easy it is to get started. So first, you're going to click my link below, and you're going to pick a niche and a banner that matches your style. Then you're going to go ahead and create your Shopify account and start your free trial. They offer a promotion at $1 per month for the first 3 months, and I think that's a steal. It's only $1, you have nothing to lose. And then you're gonna connect your store to a plan that works best for you. Once you're on AutoDS, you can start a 30-day trial for just $1. You can browse the marketplace for trending products. You can add them to your store with just one click, and each product pages come fully customized with features designed to convert a first-time shopper. So if you have been putting off in starting a store or a business, let this be your sign. Let Build Your Store AI do all the heavy lifting for you, because AI is the future and is here, and I believe You should use AI to work smarter. Have a mini assistant. Click the link below. Start your journey today. And thank you, Build Your Store AI, for sponsoring today's video.
I've been trying to stay consistent with these vlogs and trying to show behind the scenes, and it's just been so hard, honestly. Between working a corporate job, um, trying to fulfill brand deals, obligations, dealing with personal life, working out, running a business. Like, how is a girl supposed to do all these things and be sane? I don't know. But that's not what we're here for tonight. Today is very exciting because we're hopping on a call with a supplier from Thailand because I'm working on a design for Main and Muse at 10 p.m. and for them it's the next day in the morning. That's the best time we can be able to communicate. If you're communicating with any vendors abroad, it will always be at night if you are based in the US.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for meeting me today.
Of course, it's been a while. We were sort of emailing back and forth, so it's really nice that we can get on a call. And it's a great idea of making this live and recording it for your for your audience.
Yes, so I was interested in like recording it for my YouTube channel because I remember I saw your comment a few years ago and that you are a manufacturer, and I've been wanting to get more into designing jewelry. I did do a few jewelry designs with some other like third party suppliers, but now I really wanted to up the quality of my jewelry. And a lot of my community members have been asking like, where can I find ethical suppliers who can protect my designs. And right now I'm looking for a supplier who can protect my designs and that really cares about their clients work. And when I was reading a little bit into your website and I saw that you are a family run owned manufacturer and that you care for your customer designs, and that you offer so many great things. I was like, I had to reach out and record a video for our channel.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea, and I know you've got lots of questions.
Yes.
So I'm happy to tell you more about, the business, Thai design, what we're about, what we do. But you are a typical designer customer of ours, so this is a great opportunity. So yeah, any questions that you have, just fire away.
Of course, perfect. So, can you tell me a little bit about your manufacturer, your company? I did read a little bit, but I would love to know the history of it.
Sure. So we are a third generation family business. My grandfather, it goes back from like my grandfather, but I think, things really pushed off with my parents. So 50 years ago, Thai Design was established in the UK. My parents were in London 60 whatever years ago, and they decided to have jewelry manufactured and brought into the UK. So we are a manufacturing company. We have our manufacturing plant here in Thailand, which is where I am now. So my family and I, so we're third generation. So my family and I moved here just over 2 years ago. And I'm at our crafting facility in Thailand. And we purposely built, so my parents, I think 40 years ago. So the company's been around for 50 years.
Wow.
And the first 10 years, the company was in Bangkok, and we were doing a few things. We were casting a little bit, but we weren't doing everything in-house. We were outsourcing a few things. So that meant that, my parents couldn't control the entire production line. And so my grandfather comes in, he had land in Chiang Mai. So where I am is I'm in Chiang Mai,
Okay.
in Thailand. So he had like land in Chiang Mai, just empty land that he bought years ago. And so my parents basically purposely built a manufacturing plant in order for us to do everything in-house. So that's stamping, casting, filing, assembling, polishing, lasering, like plating, everything we do. So from start to finish, which means that we have full control of our production. And so the manufacturing plant here was built decades ago, and now if I sort of like fast forward, I then joined the company 21 years ago.
Oh wow.
And my role is like I work with I do the marketing, I do sales. So I've got a sales team. I've got a sales team in the UK, and I have a sales team here in Thailand. So depending on our customers, you know, we've always had our UK office. So my parents had their office, the head Q in London. Our production was here, and we basically just send the goods. So it's manufactured here. So you're getting manufacturing prices. It's ours. So I own Thai Design company here and the crafting facility, and we manufacture in house. We send it to directly to our customers or to the UK, especially if most of our customers are in the UK and Europe, and we distribute to them. And yeah, so fast forward, I joined, I look after our sales team. I make sure that, you know, I manage all the new designs, look after production for those customers. So I've got a really great team here in total, we've got 85 people.
85? Is majority of your customers based from the US, the UK, or overseas? What part of the world are they based from?
We've always been global. So I think, I think over time we've now expanded a lot more, where, you know, Australia is becoming a big one. US, we are growing with. We've been growing with the last few years. I mean, 50 years ago, you know, when they started, I think at least for the first 10 to 20 years, it was mostly UK and Europe, because that's where we were based. We were doing a lot of exhibitions in and around the US, the EU. And then we did a few exhibitions in the US, and I also moved to the US for a year. And then we really just started to get more well known in the US. So I would say, like, still the majority of my customers are still UK, Europe based, but we're just growing with, you know, Scandinavian companies, the US, and Australia.
And you're able to ship anywhere in the world?
Yeah, that's what we do. So that's our forte, is the export, is, you know, DHL, FedEx, courier, whatever. We send direct from our crafting facility. We can send, you know, from the UK. So it's just like whatever logistically makes sense, depending on where our customer is based geographically.
Okay, I love that. Okay, I love that.
And most of my customers are like yourselves. They are a jewelry brand designer. Historically, it was wholesalers, so, you know, they were ordering minimums of like a couple of hundreds. But now, you know, we've shifted our you know, just the way that, you know, the jewelry industry has changed so much. We're now adapting, adjusting to working directly with brand designers, because like yourself, you're coming directly to a manufacturer because you've got your own designs you want made exclusive to you. So people are coming direct to us. So communication, having the UK office is really important. The communication, the trust, etc., and low minimum quantities. So most of my customers are like you.
So I'm very curious, because I work with, like, currently with third-party suppliers that have MOQs of like 50 up to 100. So I'm very curious to know, like, what's the minimum order for your company?
So I think, again, that's what makes Thai Design kind of like our USP, is we've had to adjust over time, and we understand that if a designer, an up and growing designer, wants to come direct to us, we can't ask them to place an order for 50 or 100 or have a minimum spend of, you know, $1,000. So we are now in a great position. The last couple of decades, we've reduced our MOQ to just 20 pieces per design.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's great. And it's really nice because, you know, we sort of like open that opportunity for designers who are growing. I mean, obviously, I'd love to have orders of like minimum 50s and etc. But I think, you know, to support those growing designers, it's not sustainable. It's not realistic financially,
Yeah.
for them. So it's 20 pieces per design in sterling silver.
Okay.
And within that 20, we can be flexible. So let's say somebody wants to order 20, they send me designs of like 3-4 different designs, and they order 20 of each, but they also want to try a different finishing within the 20, or they want something gold plated. Within that 20, I can be flexible, where maybe we do 10 in silver and 10 in gold plating.
Okay.
So that's in silver. And then in gold, in solid gold, I can reduce it even more to like 10-15 per design. So I don't work with copper. I don't work with brass or bronze. I only work in the fine metals,
So
such
fine
as
metals.
sterling silver and
Okay.
solid gold only. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is that's what we're known for. That's what Thai design's always been known for, with high quality. And our customers range from, like, they might have an online store, or they might be in a high-end department
Okay.
store. So quality is so important to us. So
Same.
yeah, we just work with those metals.
I think moving forward, like now with my jewelry brand, I definitely want to get into like higher quality material. Before I was like selling stainless steel. Now I'm kind of looking into like gold vermeil or something gold plated, sterling silver. So do you offer gold vermeil as well?
We do, yeah. So we do, I think probably half, if not more, of our customers who order in sterling silver will also ask for gold plated version too. So it is completely up to the customer how many microns they want. So in microns, in terms of the thickness, you mentioned about vermeil. So vermeil means it's minimum of 2.5 microns thickness.
2.5.
So that's a really nice, durable thickness. That I would have recommended that to you as well if you wanted to go down a gold plated route. I don't do anything below 1 micron. That's kind of deemed as like flash plating, which that's just not in line with our quality. So, our quality is about our finishing of the piece. It's the surface, it's the texture, it's the high mirrored. To then go down and flash plate it like a 0.5 less than 1 micron just doesn't do justice, because it's not going to be durable, and you're going to get customers send them back because the plating's worn off. So I always advise a minimum of 1 microns, preferably vermeil. It sounds great. It's a marketing thing to say it's vermeil. So even with rings, some people will order like 3 microns or 5 microns, because they, with rings, because it's like you're washing your hands, or you're like you're taking the ring on and off. So some customers prefer a thicker micron.
And if I want to do a necklace, you would recommend 2.5.
I recommend minimum 2.5. I would recommend vermeil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can just tell me, Christina, what color you'd like as well. Because we can do anything from sort of like 9 carat, which is, a less yellow tone, all the way to like 22, 24 carat. Did you have something in mind with the color?
I tend to go for 18K. But this time around, I want to go 14K, because I bought a 14K chain. I've been loving the color on my skin tone, and I feel like more people are leaning towards that color. And I'm like, you know what? I think for this next design, I want to go for 14K. So that's what I'm going for, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
Funnily, like mostly with our US customers, they tend to do 14K as well.
Yeah,
14
it's such
or
a
18.
pretty color.
Well, it's really nice. It's got, it stands out. And for some reason, like in the UK and Europe, they tend to kind of like 9 carat, less yellow. So
okay. And then do you offer gemstones if someone wants to get into diamonds or any other type of material?
Yeah, good question. So in our crafting facility, we've got a stone setting department. We have an inlay department.
Oh, wow.
So we can offer whatever stone. This is when it's really important, when if we were to collaborate together, when we're having these conversations, or I have these conversations with customers, and I don't see a physical design, I don't see specifications, I don't see measurements or anything visual, it's a little bit harder. So if I know exactly what stone you'd like, whether it's a semi-precious stone all the way through to like a lab-grown diamond stone, I know the measurements, I know the carat, I know the grade. I will just need to know all of that information so that I can, get our purchasing department to outsource those stones. sometimes it's easier to outsource them pre-cut if it's like, say, a gemstone.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it is an inlay, let's say a customer wants a mother of pearl stone or onyx, lapis, malachite, these are actually stones, and that's in another department. These are inlays that we can cut in-house.
Oh wow.
So we can buy the raw material, the actual the rock,
Raw,
the stone,
very raw. Oh wow.
the raw material, yeah, and then cut it, set it in, polish it. So it really depends. So yeah, we can offer all of that.
Wow, I love that. So I'm very curious to know, like, what does the development process look like? So, for example, I have this design and I had it sketched. I sent it to a 3D designer, and like, when it comes to working on this design, do I send it to you like PDF file? Like, what does that process look like, and what is the development what's the time of production takes to get AI in design from idea to reality?
Okay, yeah. So when it comes to the sampling process, the development of a sample process, how I'd like to work is, first of all, you would have one point of contact. So I have a great sales team here in Thailand and in the UK. So you would have one point of contact, which make it really easy for you in terms of communication. They would love to see visuals. So when I sit down with my development team, as much information as I can get will help us determine the price. And I think that's what customers want to know is, okay, roughly how much is it going to be to make this piece? Okay. So that, we can then go ahead and make the sample. So if you were to send me, let's say, the PDF of your design, since you're having someone create the CAD for you, if you're doing sketches, you're having someone create the CAD, you send me the PDF of the design, or even if you send me the CAD file,
okay,
I can 3D print it on my end. So I have some great 3D printers. I 3D print it here, and we can start giving you some estimated prices.
And if I'm using like a jewelry designing software, is there a particular file you look for?
Yeah, usually STL files is more of the common, but yeah, it can really range. But typically customers will send STL files. And I love that. I love the fact that, if you're working with a CAD designer, the design. So you're able to have that conversation with the CAD designer, make sure that you're happy with the design, that it's finalized, so that when it comes to me, I don't have to worry about asking you to go ahead and change it because you had someone else create the CAD for you. I know that, okay, you're happy with it, it's finalized, I can then go ahead 3D print it. Once I have the resin, I'll be able to tell you, okay, well, I don't even need to print the resin. I can see from the CAD design roughly how much it's going to weigh, estimated prices. Then if you're happy with the breakdown of cost, so how much it would be to 3D print, if we have to make a master, what the mold, the silicone mold, the finished piece, how much that would be. That's what you really need to know, is how much the finished piece would be, with or without plating, and then you're going down with like chains, like, you might want a chain with your pendant, you might want a logo on it. So all of that we would need to know, upfront.
So
with the designs.
So I would send you the measurements and all the details of the specifications of the design. Okay. And then you would provide like a breakdown of everything for me, correct? Okay, that helps.
Yes, exactly.
But if it's a design,
and then if you're happy,
go ahead.
So I was going to say, so once you're happy with the price, then we can go ahead and create the sample. And then to your question, we're looking about anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks for the actual sample.
Okay,
and it's hard to say because I think it depends on the design. It depends on the complexity of the design. If we need to get it plated, if there's lasering, or there's chains, or there's stone setting. So I kind of tell our customers it's kind of between a 3 to 6 weeks, to receive the piece, to receive the finished sample product.
Okay, because I'm not too sure if my design is like complex or not, and so I would definitely need to send it to you. And I guess you start off with the NDA form, and then once it's signed, and then you would be able to tell me if it's complex or not, right?
I know, because it's hard for you as a designer. It's like if you're creating it, you don't know like what's complete. You might think that it's super complex, but then I get it as like, oh yeah, this is really easy, you know. So again, this is about the transparency, it's about the communication. And then you quickly just talked about the NDA. So I think that's a really important point to raise. A lot of customers that come to us, especially those like, let's say they had worked with a supplier, and I know you mentioned in an email, like one of your first emails, that maybe you didn't have a good experience with your supplier. So whatever history, whatever past, that sometimes people come to me with is the NDA is really, really important.
Yes, that's important for me.
I make sure that, you know, that's my signature on the line, that we have a non-disclosure, and it's exclusive, it's legally binding contract that I sign to make sure that, you know, your designs are protected. I'm not going to go and copy them. I'm not going to tweak them and then send it to another customer or distribute it in any way. Like those designs that you're sending me are going to be confidential and produced exclusively just for you, for your account.
And it's great to know, because like I did have a design previously that was copied, and the supplier can claim that they didn't sell the mold, but I'm not too sure what happened. But it was unfortunate that my design was copied, so that did discourage me from designing for a bit of time. So now, like, you know, I'm trying to get myself back into the game of designing and share my creativity with my you know, brand, my customers. So yeah, it's good to know that you do offer an NDA form.
That's really, and that can be really off-putting and very discouraging if you've gone through something like that, you know, and then you don't know who to go to, who to trust. And I've met customers like that. Like I have met where they even have their own NDA, that they're just like, I know you have your own NDA, but I really want to use my one because I've had my lawyer draft it, you know, and that's totally fine. I mean, to be honest, as long as the objective, the key messaging is that, you know, it's protected, we're not going to copy, we're not going to tweak it, you know, it's exclusive. You just need the signature. So whether if we partner together, whether you have an NDA that you want us to use or you use our NDA, it's
and you provide a form, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
So it's a clear NDA form, and it's, you know, I let the customer read it, I sign it, I let them read it, like if they want to tweak it, if they want to add anything to it, but usually it's the standard form that I use, and it covers, you know, the really important elements of, you know, us collaborating together. So,
and I have a question. Do you offer like custom packaging? Cause I know sometimes like I'm not always the best when it comes to packaging, so I'm trying to like to up the quality, just because I'm upping the quality of my material. So I'm curious to know if you do offer packaging, or do you know suppliers that offers packaging? I'm curious to know.
Yeah. So historically we didn't. We would you know, make the piece, we'd wrap it in tissue, we'd put it in the packaging. And just on that note, like with packaging, we're a very fully sustainable company, like ethical use, and you know, our sustainable ethos is really important to me, and packaging is really important. So I hate bubble wrap, I hate polystyrene. I'm all about home compostable, biodegradable packaging, fully like paper recycling, things like that. But so historically we would not offer the final packaging, but it's actually something that we've been looking at this year. So I am actually partnering with a supplier and offering different types of packaging. So it really can range. I've got some microfiber pouches, like all these different colors. Like it's like when you go to a candy store and you have all these different colors, and it's like the color charts just go off the rails, but all the way to like boxes, like the sliding boxes.
Oh, wow.
So I am gonna start offering it. So that's something that I'll be happy to share with you. You know, like I'll send you a PDF and show you what I'm thinking. So that's definitely something that we can do. If it's not like, if it's if the customer wants something entirely different, then there's a couple of packaging companies that I'm happy to refer them to as well. Then they can just work directly with them.
And I'm guessing it's a similar process where like If I want it customized, I send the logo. Is that correct? Okay. And then if I want
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
certain color, I could just let you know what color and give you
Yeah.
all the specifications, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. It's
perfect.
because that packaging it's almost like a whole other development process where it's the size, the color, the logo, and all
Yes.
of that.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah,
And
we can definitely help.
okay, perfect. So that's very good for me to know. I'm trying to see if I have any other question that might be important for me, or for my viewers. Um, I think
Do
we.
you want me to mention about the product, like the actual production timeline? Would that help? Or
Oh
like
yeah.
when manufacturers might be busy
Oh yes, yes,
during the year?
yes. You can go ahead and mention that. So I'm.
We
Oh, let me go. I'm sorry. So I'm curious to know. It's September right now, so I'm very curious to
Mhm.
know what is the production timeline when it comes to like the fall and winter, or is there certain high peak seasons and low peak seasons I should be aware of?
Yeah, good question. So typically for us, I would so in terms of production, so we've talked about the development um, time and that and the process. In terms of the production, so the ordering process of 20 pieces per design, let's say, um, I say to customers between January to August, our production time is roughly around 4 to 6 weeks. That's kind of like our
Okay, four to
standard.
six weeks. Okay.
And then from August, September through to December, early December, that's our peak time. It's usually when most manufacturers are busy because it's Christmas period. So I have customers that place their Christmas orders in June, July, because they know that, look, I'm going to need this stock come October, ready for their Christmas season. So we try to spread our production throughout the year to just make sure that my staff, our people are busy. So from August to December, I kind of would explain to customers that, we're going to start getting busy. Please place your orders as soon as possible. If you do place your order during that time, I'm probably going to have to add about an extra week or two on top.
Okay.
So kind of like your 5, 6, 7 week. Again, it depends on how big the order is. It depends on the complexity of the pieces. And so we would communicate, we would update you continuously on how production is so that it's not going to be past this date. A lot of the times we send emails to customers and say, oh, great news, we can send it a week earlier. Or the other thing that I advise customers is tell me what are your priority items. If they
Mm-hmm.
send me an order and it's say 20 reference codes, they'll tell me like their 10 top priority ones that they
Okay.
know are their best sellers, in which case we can then plan production and focus on that first and then get that out the door, or get it out the door every week or every 2 weeks, and then we can focus on the less priority. So communicating that to us is
So
really important.
if someone wants to scale their jewelry line and they need it like, let's, so you're able to schedule it out to be out the door every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, however fast turnaround time it takes for their company. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Exactly. So, and that's something that, just as in the planning production, that's kind of how we work. When we see an order and we see that, okay, the customer wants everything on in one date, they're happy to just wait until, let's say 4 weeks, 6 weeks down the line. In how we work is we will look at, say, the designs that are plain, where they're not going to, and items that, for example, need to get plated, that need to have stone set, and we'll take that extra week or two, versus items that are just stamped, certain, silver pieces. We'll focus on those complex pieces first, because
Mm-hmm.
we know that we need to add an extra couple of days for plating
Okay.
or for stone setting or lasering. So that's just kind of internally how we work
And then do
with
you
the
guys
planning.
offer a catalog? I know like if there's moments where I don't want to necessarily do a full custom piece, um, do you offer just like a catalog of already made like items, like already made jewelry pieces, whether it's like a plain ring or something just more on the simpler side?
Yeah, so we do like kind of I don't want to say sort of off the shelf, because we're not a wholesaler, so we don't
Oh,
keep
okay.
stock or inventory of anything. But if you look on the Thai Design distributors website, we have our in-house collection. Now, the in-house collection, if you go through all of that, there's probably about 70% of our in-house range. I kind of chose the best sellers, so we've got a lot more, but you'll see that those are items that we already have molds of. We've got masters, we've got molds of them. So let's say you wanted something really quick and you're just like, okay, you know, instead of having to let you sketch it, me do the CAD design and then 3D print, or you do the CAD design and send me the STL file. If you want something sort of like off the shelf and know that we have the molds of, that's obviously a very quick production because we've got the molds. And we can, you know, just...
I was thinking like if I wanted something more engraved, like I just want like a nice simple engraving on a nice like ring, like a dome ring or something, like that could be done, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And again, you know, with the laser engraving, let's say, you know, you ordered 20 pieces and you wanted 10 of them to have a different writing, then the other 10, so different words or letters, whatever, we can accommodate that as well.
Perfect.
You mentioned about rings, and I should mention as well, again, in terms of like us being flexible, I don't expect customers to order, let's say it is in sterling silver, I don't expect you to order 20 pieces of the same size ring design. So within the 20, I can split it into maybe three. Yeah, into like maybe 3 different sizes.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, so that again, I think that's really attractive to up and coming designers who are wanting to grow, but they don't want to have inventory.
And I have one more question, because with rings, it can get tricky for me. And sometimes I don't know how to deal with so many different sizes. Do you offer like adjustable rings? I don't know. I've been seeing that's been trending a little bit. You do? Okay.
It really, and you know what? It has really been trending.
Okay.
I'm seeing like when customers are sending us some rings, I'm like, me and the development team are noticing like, oh, okay, like adjustable rings are kind of in the trend now. So absolutely.
Okay.
We will always give you feedback. You know, we're not a company where, you know, we take on designs and we say yes to everything. If there's a design and there's a concern, if I say, look, this is not going to be realistically possible because of X, Y, and Z, or we feel that it's better to change it so that you get a more durable piece, I will let you know. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want to make sure that, you know, we are doing things in a timely manner. It's cost efficient, it's time efficient for everyone. So again, having that one person of contact is really helpful, because then you can go back and forth and share feedbacks, share concerns, you know.
So I get like an account manager, someone who can help me. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, and I'm always in the background. You know, we've had this conversation, so I'll always know like, oh, how things are going with Christina. Let's look at her designs. I'll email you as well. So I'm always on the back end covering, managing the sales team.
I love that, because I feel like one important thing is that I want to be more hands-on when it comes to the design process. And sometimes like I'm a beginner at this, so I may not know everything, especially when it comes to certain like stones or inlays or certain designs or just certain measurements. So sometimes I just need that help to understand the process a little bit more. So sometimes when you're working with other suppliers, you may not get that helpful like advice and information or get that feedback. So it's good to know that you guys communicate with your like clients, just because it will help me become a better designer.
Yeah, there's been times where, you know, it's sometimes a jewelry piece looks great in CAD, but then when you 3D print it, or when you I mean, let's say after we 3D print, we don't have any concerns. It's a new design for us. But then when we cast it, or stamp it, because we have a stamping department too, and you see the piece and there's an issue, we will raise it up and we might have to go back to the drawing board. You know, so if there's an issue that we find, even if we know that, oh, okay, it's not to the specs that you sent us, as in if we change it, it's going to change the design, but it's going to be a better product, we will communicate that to you.
All right. I love that. So I have a lot to think about, and this was useful for my
Sure.
community. Because they've been wanting to know this information, and it's great that you've been transparent. I've also been watching your YouTube channel, so I see that you do provide a lot of educational videos as well. So I'll definitely add the link for them to check it out. But that's
Thank you.
helpful, and I'm excited to possibly work with a new supplier like you guys and move forward. And I'll definitely send more information to your email and communicate more about my upcoming design. And yeah, this was very helpful.
Yeah, it was. Well, before you send any design or visuals over, let's get an NDA signed. You have peace of mind, you have some reassurance, and then whenever you're ready, you can, we can do another call, or
Okay.
I'm an email away. So it was really good to see you
Yeah, it
again.
was really nice talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, you
Bye.
too. Bye.